Welcome back to the channel. If you don't know who we are Six in a Bus, and we live full time in this double-decker bus in the UK. In today's video we are going to be doing some maintenance bits and bobs, getting ready to go to Slumber in the Humber, just outside Hull. It's going to be a really cool festival. We're really looking forward to going. We are on display, so there's some bits and bobs on the bus now that need to be looked at before we go. We've been living in the bus now since late October last year, and there's bits and bobs that haven't been painted since we moved on. So obviously with 6 of us in there, it does get a lot of wear and tear on the paintwork. So be touching up that. We need to do all the windows, get them all nice and clean. We've had some really bad weather here in the UK for the last couple of weeks, and the rain has definitely moved the dirt around. So we need to get that sorted, among other things as well. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So one area of the bus that's constantly neglected is the cab. Now obviously we use the cab quite a bit, obviously, because it is a moving bus, but the dust in here, which I will show you in a minute, is thick. I don't think we've ever cleaned the floor in it since we moved in last October. I've cleaned the dash and all that, but nothing except from that. So we're going to give a good clean out to the cab. So I'm going to take the seat out, and then going to get all the floor nice and clean and get it looking pristine, because it really knocks me off when we start driving that I'm sat in dust. So yeah, let's get cracking with this one. So we just come to do some hoovering in the bus, just to give the cab a bit of a hoover out, and the hoover's got no suction.
Yeah, we've had it quite a while, haven't we? I think we've had it about, what, 3.5 years? Well, no, since before lockdown.
Before lockdown we got it, yeah.
Yeah, so 3 years. That's when lockdown was, wasn't it? 2020.
Nicole is blaming me. So basically when we were converting the bus, I took the hoover up to the bus shed where we were converting it and sucked up a lot of rubbish that was laying around the bus.
A lot of rubble, a lot of, years old dust. And I think
it might have been a bit too much
over the edge.
So yeah, it may be a bit too much for the hoover. So the other issue we did have with the hoover was that it was a corded hoover, and on the bus our inverter for some reason didn't like the amount of power that it drawed, and it would knock the inverter out. So we are going to look for a cordless hoover, I think, with a battery, aren't we? Just to make
things. And we've not got a big space to hoover, so
yeah, battery life's not really an issue.
Battery life's not an issue.
Yeah, so we're going to park gate and see what we can find. So we've nipped down to Curry's at Park Gate to have a look to see what hoovers they've got on display that might meet the needs of us on the bus. I love looking at stuff before I buy them and having a feel for what they're like. So Curry's is a great place to come because everything's out on display and we can have a look. Now looking online, we found some hoovers that are folded in half on the stem, which is great for space saving sort of things on the bus. It allows us to be able to store it in some cupboards that we've got upstairs, so we're not tripping over it. But the amount of variety of hoovers absolutely shocked me. I just wanted a simple plain hoover, but hoovers doing different things and all these fancy stuff. But we settled on the Bosch Unlimited 7. It gives us everything that we need, and it also runs on drill batteries, which is great. So here I am, off to Till to buy the hoover, to get back to the bus to get ready for Slumber on the Humber. So next up, we're going to give the surround that blocks the cab off a lick of paint. It gets a lot of handprints on it because obviously we're opening and closing it all the time. Obviously we use it to block the cab off when we're not driving the bus. We've been using Wick's Tough and Washable. It's in Summer's face, sorry Summer. Tough and Washable paint. Since we've been painting the bus, it's great. So when the kids get anything down it, we can just give it a quick wipe, and it comes up pretty much like new again. But this just needs a lick of paint. So someone's going to give this a paint, aren't you? Do you want to get the screwdriver for me? Yeah. To open that up. So we just got a £1.50 roller brush set, and we'll give that a quick lick of paint just to make it look a bit fresher. There it is.
I'm trying to push it all the way through. Yeah.
You trying to get that brush on, Summer?
I've done it.
You done it?
Yeah.
Press it over for me.
There you go.
Thank you.
Has it spilled?
No, sorry, I'm just getting it off there. We don't want to get on Mummy's new mat.
No.
So next up, we've got the engine. Now, vital to any vehicle, if you're van life, bus life, lorry life, whatever you want to be, is the heart of your vehicle, which is the engine. Now, this has got a Gardner 6LXB in. It's slow, but it's very reliable and very fuel efficient for a bus. So we're getting between 12 to 14 miles per gallon on a run, depending on the type of driving. But again, very reliable engine, but it's not the fastest. She'll plod along at 40 very happily all day. Before we move any distance, we do this at least twice a week, but before we do any distance to some sort of festivals or events, we check the oil, we check the coolant, and we just give the whole engine a sort of just a quick glance over to make sure it's all right. So first up, we're going to do the oil, which is on the dipstick, which is here. This, we pull it out, give it a clean off. Pop it back in, and we start in between minimum and half on that. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. So just between minimum and half. So just dip it again, make sure it reads the same.
Hi, Dad.
Hiya, you alright? So yeah, same again, between minimum and half. So we'll put just a little bit of oil in there just to top that up, but it's not low by any means. And then we've got the coolant, which is up here on the bus. So we lift this up, and the best thing to do with this is just to have a look in the actual cap. And I can see the top of the wall, which is at the top of the rad, which is absolutely fine. And all we do then is just lock that back up to secure it. And we're just going to give the engine just a quick make sure there's nothing leaking oil that wasn't leaking oil before. Making sure there's no wet spots, that there shouldn't be anything loose, which there isn't. We've gone over the engine, so no trouble there either. So to fill the engine oil up, we just lift up the oil cap, which is here, and just tip it a little bit in. That should do it. A little bit more. That should just take us just above the full pot now. Oh, I've dropped my lid for my oil. That's going well. Get that back on. So yeah, oil in there. We'll get that sink down for about 45 minutes to an hour. The engine's cold, we're not running it today. So it's best time to do the oil and just let it sink down, and we'll give it a read again just before we leave. But we know we've got enough oil in there to make the journey, which is fantastic.
Thank you very much for watching this video while we've been getting ready to go to Slumber in the Humber. Dad's just outside washing the bus. And if you haven't already gave us a follow on TikTok, please give us a follow on TikTok at 6 in a Bus. Thanks for watching the video. See you on the next one.